Hey guys, this is Jamie Tallulah, and I am here to do a demonstration of the new Tonic Venetian Amphora die set. I have been waiting for this to come out, and so I decided that I was going to play with it, and I decided since I would go ahead and do that, I would make one for you guys on camera. Now, I've done all the cutting, and I've done all the layering that I'm going to do for this piece, so I'm just going to show you those dies. Okay, so first of all, I got mine on Create and Craft. When it comes out later, you will probably be able to get it on Craft Stash, which is a UK company. It will probably come out on scrapbook.com at some point. Obviously, it'll be on the Tonic sites eventually. Usually, it's a 30-day exclusive on Create and Craft. So that's about half over, I would imagine, by now, by the time I'm doing this video. So you will be able to get it in other places pretty soon. The other thing I'm going to say is, as a disclaimer, I pay for my products. I am not affiliated with Tonic or Create and Craft, and so therefore I get no discounts or whatever. Although, as much as I push their products, I should be getting like free product or something. There you go. So, you know, if you want to help a sister out, you could always go and message Tonic and be like, you need to look at this girl and help her out because she is doing your products. All right. Anyway, so let's go ahead and get down to brass tacks. Now, when they demonstrated this on Create and Craft, they talked about how to use A4. Well, in the United States, we don't get typically A4. So an 8.5 by 11 paper, you will need 4 pieces for the base, and I'll show you why. So first off, to create the base, you need this die here, and you need 3 of them. So this is what this die looks like, and you will need 3 of them. I used 110-pound cardstock to create my base. Okay, so there is that piece. So you need 3 of those in order to make the bottom of the vase part. Then you need this die here, which creates the lid. Okay, so you only need 1 of these. Now, what I thought was pretty cool is it also looks like one of those, you know, Viewmaster dies from when we were kids. Now, in this set, it has all manner of decorations and so forth that you can add. There's sentiments. There's layering pieces for everything. It's just fabulous. And this is one reason why I love Tonic dies, because they give you a lot. Now, these are the other pieces that I cut. So here, this is the decoration that's going to go on the center of the lid. Okay. And they actually give you 1, 2, 3, 4. 4 pieces right there. Okay. So I did 1 of those. Then this is a cut in detail die. Okay. So in order to use this, I cut this a second time and cut that into it. So I'll show you that. Now, instead of doing multiple layers and all the decoration, I cut out this. Okay, so this is just your pattern paper, and it is a square that matches this area. So you'll need 6 of these. Okay, so I'm just going to go ahead and put this back on here. This is the top layer, so I'll show you where this goes. It goes here on this piece of the box, and you'll notice it's not a square, it's like a rhombus. I don't know if it's a rhombus, it's a parallelogram. So the top part is shorter this way and the bottom part's wider. So when you put it on, you want to make sure you actually do that. So if you're using directional paper, you got to pay attention to that as well. Okay, so that is one of the pieces that they give you. It's right there. You'll need 12 of those. Okay, then I also used one of these pieces, and it is on the lid. Okay, so it is one of the lid pieces, and it's slightly rectangular versus square. So once again, once you cut it, you want to pay attention to that as well. Okay, so I gotta put this back where it came from. I can't find where it came from. Okay, we'll just stick it on here somewhere. We'll just stick it there for a minute. All right, so there's that one. Then you have the triangle piece, and this is, once again, I use this as paper layering that you're going to stick right there. Okay, it's directional again, so If you are using some kind of directional paper, you want to make sure this is going to be the top and the point is at the bottom. Okay. Let's see, where does this go? This goes here. That's the crazy part. They give you so much that you got to figure out, like, what am I doing? So that's your basic part of your dies. I'm going to leave that out to show you and move this. Okay. Now, I've used red liner tape to put the box together, and I'm also using the Nuvo adhesive. And let's get down to brass tacks. So I've cut 3, put my tape on, and basically put all the layering pieces on already. So when you do it, you're going to have something that looks like this. Okay. Now, first off, I'm just going to go ahead and bend all my little sides. Okay. So I have all these bent originally. All right. And you'll notice I did not decorate the pieces at the top. You don't have to decorate every piece. You can if you want. You can do multiple layers. That's what all those dies are in there for, so you can do whatever you want with your box. Okay? Which is fabulous. Oh my goodness. I just think these are so fun and addictive. So, if you don't want to be addicted to box making, don't buy them. Don't buy them because you will be addicted. I bought my first Tonic one because of Monica. Ha ha ha! I'm blaming you now again, Monica. And it's been ridiculous ever since. Now, there's a couple that aren't my favorite, but overall, it's just, oh, I love them. Okay, so in order to put these together, we're just going to go ahead and put some glue here. And I probably use more glue than I need to, but I don't like things coming up. So I'll probably over glue. There we go. Just try to line that up. Then we're going to put the third one on. And the good thing about this is it makes a very sturdy base. Because now, what? I used 110, so you basically have a 330 bottom. Your bottom is 330 pounds. That sounds like my bottom. 330 million pounds. Okay, so then you've got that. So I'm just gonna let that sit up. Looks like some kind of spider minus 2 legs or something. So I'm just gonna push that to the side. Now, here's your lid. I've already put the tape on, so we're just gonna fold all these down. And this will create your lid. And like I said, they're slightly rectangular, so you definitely want to make sure you've gotten that. You push all these down, get your creases. Let's see, what tips can I say? One, I like to use wet glue and the red liner. So you might want to consider that. So then your lid will go down like this. Now, this is what I want to show you before I put the dies down. So here's the lid I was telling you about. There's that bottom piece. So if you can see it, I cut it in that green. And then I cut it again in the print, which is the other side of the green, by the way. And then I put this on the inside like that to cut it. So that's how you get that with that die set. Okay? So go ahead and do these one at a time. Now, let's see. The other thing, I will say this. These boxes, if you're going to decorate them in any sort of way, do take a lot of cutting. However, the pieces that are plain, like these squares, or rectangles actually, because they are plain, you're not doing any real detailed fine work in there, you can cut more than one layer at a time. Okay. I had a question before in one of these videos that I did for the box, and they asked me what machine I used. I used my Impress, so I didn't even get out my Gemini. Now, I'm just putting those so that they line up on the score line. You can see that there. And so anywhere where I feel it's not enough, just go ahead and add some extra glue. And you just keep doing this all the way around. And don't take all your tape off at one time. If you do that, it'll get all stuck everywhere. Just make sure to rub it down, pull it off. If you've got any extra, just push it back over there. And I'm getting really close to that score line. You don't want to go over the score line though. Now see, like I don't have enough tape on there, at least for my liking, so I'm going to put some more glue. And then what I'm doing here is like, as you can see the little pieces, they go over. So on the inside, I'm just taking an extra little squeeze between my fingers so that it gets that glue and the tape to hold. Red liner tape. So it just gives it that little extra pressure to go ahead and set up. Got our last two. And the last one. And so all the score lines are there, and then you have your lid. Isn't that cool? Oh, I love it. Then you can just go around and do an extra little, got a piece of tape thing stuck in it. There we go. So you can just go ahead and go around and kind of like smush it together on the sides. So there's your lid. And if you wanted to, you could cut another piece to just kind of like make it even more sturdy on the inside. All right, now let's go ahead and put this side together. So I'm just going to do all this to these. And pull this one off. And then go around the bottom. Oops, I did not fold my glue tabs. What's that about? So fold all those glue tabs down, which I failed to do. There you go. So you're just going to fold those down. And then when you put this one on, you just line it up with the score line. Boom, 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 boom. We'll do that. Okay. And you're going to do that all the way around. And you can see it already starts to take shape. Okay, so now I went ahead and did all of that bottom layer. It's all taped together. Now, if you wanted to, you could make it a smaller vase. Here's the next layer. We're going to do the same thing all the way around. So we're just going to take off this tape. in that case, I took it all off. So we're just gonna move this here. Move this one. All right, put that one right there. I was not trying to take off this tape. But we need to go ahead and stick it while it's off. And so you just follow that line all the way up. Now I'm going to try to not remove the rest of the tape yet, because I don't want to do that. See, there we go. All right, so we're just going to try to get this bottom piece off. All right. There we go. Now, it is a little fiddly as far as that goes. Oh, a little bit of tape came off, but that's okay. So then we can get that back in there, roll any tape we have extra, and just meet up with that score mark. Okay, so just meet up with the score mark. Now I'm going to do that all the way around, and then I'll come back. The next round is all together, and it starts to look so pretty. Isn't that gorgeous? Look at that. And you just want to try to make sure all your pieces are together. Now, over here, once again, you don't want to pull up all your tape, but when I was pulling the tape off, it came up. So we're going to work on this piece here, and this one's going to go like that. So we're just lining it up right there at the crease mark. Okay, so just get that like that. Pull off your next one. All right. Yeah, because I keep pulling my tape up, I'm just going to move that up. Oh, we did it again. Don't be like me. I'm not pulling it off on purpose. It's just coming up. Okay, so there we go. We're doing this one piece here. Just put that piece like that. And I'm going to try not to glue that next piece yet. And so you're going to do that all the way around without taking the next layer of tape off. Just like that. All right. And then you start getting that shape. So I'm going to do that, and then I'll be back. Okay, so now we have this piece set together, this piece is together, and this row is together. Okay, now notice I didn't put any decoration here. You could do whatever you wanted all the way up or not. So I left this plain, and this piece here, we have that bent that way, and then this piece, this section right here, is what we're working on next, and it's going to be bent this way as well, and this very last piece will be bent up. Now I'm going to try and put this together. You know, do that last, not try to do the last, but do the last row. I do know that the next time I make this box, I will use glue instead of the high-tack tape on these top pieces. Mainly because I think the hold will be better. So let me put that one back together. So we've got some glue on this one. And then we'll go and do this next tab, which is this tab right here. Try to get that tape off. The only thing with using wet glue is that you'll have to hold it longer, which is, or could be annoying, but I think it would be easier, to tell the truth, for these last two rows particularly, instead of using tape. I'm just going to cut my tape there, but that's just my opinion. So you always, when it comes to anything construction or anything in general, you just have to pretty much find what works for you. But I think the next time that I would do this box, definitely would use glue for the last 2 rounds instead of tape, which means it's going to take a little longer to do because you have to, you know, hold the box together. And make sure you follow the score line, okay? It may look off, but follow the score line down. Okay, so then I'm going to do the next one. And see how I'm having to put glue on there anyway? So yeah, I definitely would use a wet glue on this instead. And make sure you follow the score line. So, see that line there? It's right there, so get those lined up. Hold that on there. And then move to the next one. So I'm going to do that all the way around. So now you have this area. So this one's done, this one's done. The last thing you have is this lip area. And so we want to turn this and fold it out so that it sticks up. Okay? And now we're going to do the same thing we've done all the way around. Now, like I said, it's not a hard box, it's a fiddly box. So in the fact that you have 12 of these to do every time you go around. So we'll just take that, put it there, and give it that extra little bend forward. We'll take this piece here, take it, put it back in there, and glue that together like that. Try to get to set up this one. I'll put some glue on this tab, like in here. And glue it there. Just make sure you always follow the score line. Okay, so follow that score line. Hold it. And you continue all the way around the box. All right, I'll be back when I finish. Okay, so now the last round is all together. And it creates a little lip so that now your lid will fit on like that. Isn't that so cute? I think that is so fabulous. I love this. Now, in hindsight, because I wasn't, you know, this was the first one I built, I probably would go ahead and do whatever on this row. I wouldn't do it here to decorate this one last row, so it's a little more complete. But other than that, that's fabulous. It's so fabulous. Now let me see, give you an idea of the height and width. So from the ground or the table to the top, it's what, roughly 5.5 inches tall. And at the widest point, maybe 5 inches wide. Let's see. Yeah, a little bit, maybe 5 inches wide. And then the lid is about 3, well, let me do it side to side. Yeah, about 3 inches wide. So there's that. It's so fabulous. And you can see it's pretty sturdy. Now, I used 110-pound cardstock, like I said. So it's pretty sturdy. And listen to that bass. Ooh, yes. So that's lovely. Now, you can see the inside. You could put in other things. I have big old man hands, so my hand is not going to fit in there. But if you have smaller hands, you could fit. And actually, even though my hands are pretty big, I can get my fingers in it. I just can't get my whole hand in it. So my fingers are all the way down to the bottom. So, you know, you could do some stuff like that. You could turn it upside down. They turned it upside down and made a balloon out of it, a tea light out of it, all kinds of things that they made out of it. And I think this is just absolutely fabulous. If you did 2 of these boxes, you could have a little tiny box. So gorgeous. All right, so thanks for watching this tutorial or demonstration. And if you would like to see another, you can let me know in the comments below. And I hope this was helpful for you. All right, bye. Thanks for watching.